Hello everybody. So this video I'm going to mark it as the monthly review of one of the crypto I have, Illuvium. But also I want to extrapolate a lot upon gaming or crypto gaming this cycle so far because quite frankly it's kind of sucked. Right? It's been one of the weakest narratives that we have had. And I just want to I'm actually going to start with that, talk a little bit about just crypto gaming in general, what's been going on, what I think is going to happen, and then we'll touch base on Illuvium, see how it's going, and also I went ahead and did some Fibonacci levels to see what we need to get, what we should look forward to in terms of just getting back to the last high in 2024, about $150, which, if you guys have listened to me before talk about Illuvium, I think it's going to do one of two things, right? I think it's either going to do jack shit, or it's going to go exponentially through the moon and a couple moons past it. I don't think there's gonna be too much middle ground. I mean, it's either going to, when I say jack shit, maybe double or triple what it is now, which is still incredibly low for Illuvium if it only gets to $30 or $45, or we're gonna talk several hundred, right? But I want to get into that in a little bit. Let's just kind of jump into everything else, shall we? So all of crypto gaming, really in the last 1.5 to 2 years, pretty much bear market, onward and now, it's just been incredibly underwhelming as an entire narrative, right? Where we've had AI, RWAs, deep in meme coins, they've all had their time, right? Not quite to what we expect from an alt season, but those have definitely had their moments where they've shot up, they've done well, they've hit higher highs, and a lot of them even now are still up a lot higher than they were a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, because of just the momentum that those narratives have had. And then there's gaming, right? And so far in hindsight, I guess I'm glad I didn't, but I was such a big fan of Avalanche, right? AVAX, the layer one. That I always call it the gaming layer one. It's not really, but it also kind of is. It targets crypto gaming, and it has barely moved. And when we look at a whole narrative, Avalanche should kind of be the first one to move because most of gaming runs under Avalanche anyway. Yeah, there's a couple that's under Ethereum and some of the layer twos, but a gross amount of them. So we're going to see Avalanche move first. Okay, maybe not literal first, but it'll be one of the first ones to really move. It's a larger market cap. It has the basis of where a lot of the other games are built upon. And it's really just been floating around, give or take $20 for the most part of the last 2 years. And crypto gaming had a large run last time, in the last cycle. It did happen a little bit later in the cycle, but there was at least tidbits, little bites here and there of it, which we just haven't gotten yet. There's two main ways that I look at gaming right now, not in market cap like large and small market caps, but you have the VC funded grouping, the ones that run multiple aspects of gaming, like Avalanche or Beam, for example, that runs and helps fund a bunch of gaming. And then you have the individual games, Illuvium, obviously the one I'm in. You can split these into individual games or groupings of games or having to deal with groups of games. None of them really has gone well. So if you're looking at, if you want to get in gaming, in my opinion, I guess theoretically, but in my opinion, it's safer to go the larger group, which is why I mentioned Avalanche and Beam. However, I do think the bigger rewards are in the individual games, which is why I'm in Illuvium, and I like it so much. Then one of the more frustrating things for those who are deep into gaming, which by the way, I'm not, right? I'm much more of an RWA guy. I'm in Illuvium, and that's essentially it. But I like seeing all of crypto move forward. And it gets frustrating for any of us when there's actually been good news and a lot of hype, just no price action. And I kind of feel like that's the way it's been with gaming recently. But there are a lot of reasons for it. And a lot of it comes down to it's in its infancy. And the reward system for gaming doesn't really promote a lot of long-term holders. Right? I personally think one of the biggest aspects, one of the biggest jumps going to be for gaming is when you can't actually tell that you're using crypto. And right now, a lot of people will jump into crypto games for free crypto, right? So they can earn their free crypto, get their NFTs, and what do they usually do with it when they get it? They usually sell it, or if they get bored of it, or they don't believe in a crypto bull market's coming, or they're just frustrated with crypto in general, with price action, they also now have no reason to play because they started to play a lot of these games for the crypto, not for the gaming experience, even if it's a great game. But as soon as we start getting it to where you're getting paid to play, if you see the amount of money coming down, just not worth it anymore. And it starts to develop this aura of, well, crypto's not really going up. It's a good game, but why play it? I feel like it's a major part of it. With the whole inflationary reward models, it just doesn't excite long-term holders. And that's what we really need for crypto is long-term holders. We get very short-minded. Also, then with Illuvium specifically, there's just a lot of pre-development, long-lasting development, and beta testing of games that aren't, they're on the pre-alpha stages. So we get excited about games, and then it takes forever to come out. Right? Illuvium did great last cycle years ago, and the game still isn't out yet. Right? It gets incredibly frustrating. So I do think that maybe people advertise the games way too early. Maybe they overemphasize the reward structure of it. And I think it's too much of token first, game second type of projects. So, what's the general outlook for gaming in this year, 2025? I mean, we're still early just based off of the fact that a lot of games aren't really out yet, but it's when are they going to get released? So, they're going to get released in time for the bull run. Do they have to? Again, Illuvium didn't even have, they had a trailer last time, and the price went up to 1,800 freaking dollars from a trailer. It's going to need a lot more of that now because that ship has already sailed. But we still have plenty of time. Maybe it's going to be early 2026. Gaming could hit after the bull market because things will still have their times, right? Bear market still has ups and downs, right? Just like bull runs, they're just very different in the frequency and the type. So I guess if you want to look at what's the best way to invest into gaming, again, not financial advice, obviously, but to those two categories, we'll call it infrastructure or the general uses. And this is Immutable X, Beam, Ronin, Avalanche. And then there's the high quality studios, where it's a single game where you have to have that project launch to do well versus Avalanche or Beam. Any of those projects will raise it a little bit. But then you have like Illuvium, Treasure, Prime, those that if they do well, exponential growth, and you can be very happy with any amount of bags that you have. So with that being said, let's quickly look at the charts, go over the fib levels of Illuvium, and if there's any other gaming crypto that you're interested in, put down in the comments below, unless it's Beam. Actually, put that one down there, but I'm probably going to do that one anyway. So go ahead and ask for it. I'll credit you for it. So actually, before I go into the chart real quick, I just want to I looked ahead of time at the amount of holders. We have been increasing the holders of Illuvium. Not drastic, but it has been significant, right? Like in 2023, November, I had about 44,000 holders. March of 2024, when Illuvium was at the highest in recent times, we'll call it this cycle, was at around 50,000, a little bit more, and now we're around the mid 53,000. So we are going up. We still have a high amount in that top 10% that owns a lot of the coins, which is going to kind of trigger a large selling pressure at certain prices, and I want to get into that actually now. So here's on TradingView, this I have. And what these blue lines here are the Fibonacci levels I put for the current price going up back to 150. Again, I put in 150 because that was 2024's high, and I do think we're going to get there. Again, we're going to go nowhere. We're going to go way past this. But this is the next measure, the barometer for next. And I down the Fibonacci levels to what we're looking for and what we're actually hoping to find. So when I'm looking at this, right, the first one is at $46. Really, I know we're seeing about 12 to 13. It's like, why the hell are we even talking about 46? Because once it gets to about, we'll call it around 45 to 60, it lets us know that the bulls are back, right? It needs to get here for us to really go anywhere else. So where I said it might just not do shit, under 46, in my opinion, for this is it not doing shit. And then from there, the next big line we're looking for is 64, where we're going to have a strong resistance line and likely a pause. And when we get around here, starting hitting about the 82 marker, 82 to 98, I'm expecting a lot of selling pressure. I think this is where we're going to see most people start taking out some profits. Again, this is my opinion. When I looked, we had a lot of people really buy in on the way down around $50. And putting in a couple of the numbers, I'm expecting a lot of selling pressure here. It's going to be a little bit of effort to get past, we'll call it 98, but really 100. Again, zeros, fives and zeros, mental breaks, right? And then we're open for season. And then we're looking for around 121 and then 150. And again, we'll see where this goes. And if you look, the Fibonacci lines, I went ahead and I did the math myself and I put them on, and looking at the chart going back to, here's where it was at its highest around 150. They are sitting pretty well indicating, which is what we want to see, the resistance and support lines. And we've had a multi-time both resistance and support here around the 46. A little bit smaller of it down here at the 65. We did have a big, look, we had multiple times testing the support zone when we go up to the next one around 81. And that's why this range is going to be such a big deal. Again, if you look at 98 to 81, we had a lot of up and downs right around this range. And presuming we get there, I'm expecting the same thing. So guys, that's my little spiel, little update for Illuvium, which really isn't too much. Not much has happened in terms of Illuvium specifically. Everything's kind of going down for the most part. There's definitely exceptions, and hold on to those exceptions, guys, because so many times in crypto we get very focused and emotional. All other crypto is doing well except for mine. That's almost always bullshit, by the way. But we do get narrowed in. Look at the narratives, look at the market cap sizes. You're going to see patterns every time. But what do you guys think about Illuvium? What do you think about other gaming plays? Are you guys in one that's done really well? Are you guys in one that you expect to do really well? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you guys like this, got something from this, there's a couple buttons down there to subscribe, like those things. I'd appreciate it. If you appreciate me, please do the same thing back. But with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.